if you've been following the drama around the Anthropic case with their pirated books that have been used for their LLM training, you know that a couple of things have happened over the course of this. One, all the authors everywhere rose up and got really, really mad, saying that Anthropic is literally stealing my works. And of course, conflated the piracy element with the LLM element, which is that when it generates something, it's not stealing your work. It's not some plagiarism sort of thing. It's actually making something transformative. And a judge actually ruled during this case that those results are transformative. And that's obvious from anybody who actually uses stuff and actually makes stories within Claude or any other LLM. Is that it does make original stories. Now, it relies on genre tropes because it knows a gorillion stories, but honestly, that's what every author does. When I'm an author myself and when I make a book, I'm like, okay, I kind of don't like what Star Trek's doing, so I'm kind of going to make my space thing, and it's going to be a little, and I'm going to change some things and make it my own thing, and then you make it your own thing, and then add your little twists along the way. There's only like a dozen original stories out there, and they've all been told a zillion times throughout history, so it's not like anything's different in that regard from an LLM learning and figuring out how to do a genre than an author learning and figuring out how to do a genre. But, of course, the authors are flipping out because a lot of people out there know that their work is not going to be as good as the AI. It's already not in a lot of cases. And so they're flipping out because they think that they're losing their turn to make a little money on Amazon, which most authors don't at all anyway. If you don't know, most authors don't even make $1,000 in their career. Maybe 90% of them are making $1,000 less than $1,000 a year. And actually, the top 1% is making anything, selling more than 1,000 books at all. And so that's how dismal it is out there because the market's already flooded with far too many people publishing their own books. So AI is really not going to do much in that regard, but it has a lot of people scared. Now, this settlement came down at the beginning of the month, $1.5 billion. It was going to be a lot. A lot of authors are like, $3,000 per work. I'm going to be rich. And that's not the case that's happening whatsoever. We learned really quickly that it only provides for officially registered copyrighted material, which means 70% of the books that were stolen are actually going to get thrown out and nothing's going to happen with it. It also was then thrown out by the judge who said that the settlement did not have enough detail, did not actually help enough authors, and it seemed to be a little muddy. Now, the lawyers have come back in response, and this is all signed off on. The authors are all for it. I'm guessing Anthropic's all for it because they just care if they did their money. They just want it to go away now. And this is what's happening now with this. So please hit the like and subscribe button as we get into this new development. And I appreciate you guys being here as we talk about all AI things on the AI Writer channel. Really appreciate you being here. Attorneys representing the authors in the landmark Bartz versus Anthropic class action have filed a comprehensive responses to a Judge William Alsup's, oh my gosh, I can talk pretty one day, concerns about the $1.5 billion settlement potentially clearing the path for approval at the September 25th hearing, which is tomorrow. Now, the legal team transmitted detailed proposals for a payment allocation, an ambitious $15 million publicity campaign designed to reach the potential claimants worldwide. This filing comes after Judge Alsup delayed preliminary approval in September, citing concerns about how the incomplete settlement terms and notification procedures. The revised settlement proposes default non-mandatory recovery allocations for the claimants of trade and university press books, with authors and publishers splitting the per work equally in half. That way, the authors get paid and the publishers get paid, according to new filing. So, the Association of American Publishers CEO Maria Palenti, co-authors and co-publishers would split their respective shares equally among themselves, and contract-based variations would be allowed. For educational titles, the proposal requires claimants to make a good faith representation regarding the percentage of recovery that the claimant is entitled to receive, given the work relative to other potential claimants. The other notification campaign addresses other key judicial concerns, which is the legal administrator, J&D, will deploy multiple outreach tactics, including direct mail, which means there's going to be mailers going out, to 279,000 works filed with the U.S. Copyright Office, social media campaigns, and publication in consumer and trade publications. Several author organizations, including the Authors Guild, Romance Writers of America, and Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers of America, have endorsed the agreement. Named plaintiff Andrea Bartz expressed support. She says, I support this settlement, and in the coming months, I'm committed to helping class members, including my fellow authors, understand the settlement and why it's such a critical step for those of us who believe that Anthropic violated our copyrights. So that's it. There are 482,000 eligible works at this point, and that is assuming that this is going to change and actually not require that full registration. Otherwise, only about 30% of those are going to still get paid. That's not clear as per what's come out through the news today, whether any of that's changing or not. But we're going to be covering it, and we'll see what happens tomorrow in court. And when this information comes out, we'll deliver that to you here. Now, again, this is something that the authors out there are conflating this. They're not saying that Anthropic is stealing work when they're actually making their new stuff through Claude, and that is something that is still protected. This is just about the piracy element, which everybody agrees piracy is a bad thing and nobody should be pirating. So this is a big, interesting step. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Do you think the settlement's going to end here, or do you think there's going to have to be more coming back after this hearing? Please hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.